laugh about it. And I laugh about it. And it's so valuable because if I didn't laugh about it, you know how scary intrusive thoughts can be? They can make you feel like you are seriously losing it. Hey guys, it's Agnes. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm a psychiatric nurse and therapist. And this video will be by far my most unprofessional, potentially totally un-PC video. Please just bear with me, okay? I do have a pretty good point here to make. If you just wait till you hear it, okay? I think that if we try quite hard, and we should, mental health, or more specifically mental illness, can be absolutely hilarious. Like really, really funny. So I'm gonna start by talking about my own experience with like my mental health issues. But there is something so progressive and empowering if we can laugh at our own miserable experiences. And in my experience, like with my own low mood over the years and anxiety, I'm not laughing all the time.
Nope.
Okay, I am not, no, that's serious. I'm not laughing all the time. But when I am able to laugh, my God, it's easier to deal with. It's so much easier to deal with. And it might not come super naturally to you to start with, but if you can develop quite a kind of fun, light-hearted perspective towards your own experience of mental illness, I promise you, it makes everything easier to deal with. And I'm not saying that like, well, if you didn't laugh, you'd be crying, so you should like laugh instead. Obviously crying is incredibly important. But just bringing an air of fun to it can be so helpful. So I'm going to tell you a little trick that I started using years ago when I noticed that I definitely had, oh man, we're getting really personal here. Buckle in, folks. 2 minutes in and we're getting very personal. So when I started to notice that I had like a real kind of noticeable dips in my mood, I started to say to myself when I felt my mood dipping, which if you guys haven't felt this before, in my experience, and I can only really speak from my experience because although I've worked with a bunch of depressed people, they can only tell me about it. Whereas for me, I'm feeling it. It feels, oh, I lost my train of thought. Please hold. For me, I remembered where I was. For me, it feels like when you're physically very, very, very tired, or when you're experiencing like a hormonal change, if you are the kind of hormonal person who goes through that, where you get incredibly tired, but also at the same time, you get really sad.
Oh no.
And it's like this cloud descends and you're just like, oh my God. You know, do you guys know what I mean? Maybe not, maybe I'm describing something quite unique. It's really hard to gauge how many people have felt this in their lives. Anyway, that's like literally the best explanation of it I could possibly give. I have no better words. And if I flesh it out, I'm sure that my explanation will only become like more strange. So I started, when I felt that feeling, I started to really think about it like, hello darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And that might sound so silly, but honestly, there's so much in that like sentiment that really, really helps us get through some pretty tough shit. Hello, darkness, my old friend is almost like embracing the depressive episode with wide open arms. It's like saying, come on, buddy, come on, get over here. We're gonna have some fun together. Okay, I'm not that positive about it. Also, I'm talking about my mindset at the point where I would also feel quite low, so I certainly wouldn't be that positive about it. But the more warm and cuddly and friendly we can get with these experiences, honestly, the better. And I'm not encouraging full on wallowing of just kind of lying down and totally accepting it and being complete victim to our moods and what's going on. Obviously, there is a pretty essential level of self-care that you should be making a huge effort to maintain even when you're feeling incredibly low. So I do not encourage wallowing, not at all. But really, like as close to embracing as you can get. No, actually, do you know what? Screw it. Embrace it. That is actually what I mean. Because the more you embrace it and you're like, okay, I'm settling down into a slightly depressed period. Let's see what happens. You know what that does to your mindset? It leaves you so open and actually really quite optimistic. And it doesn't overwhelm you or stress you out. You're just like sitting down. You're sitting down with the low mood and you're saying, all right, you're here, you're right next to me. Let's see where this goes. I realize that I've just kind of verged from mental illness being funny to getting cute and cozy with it. But whenever I say to myself, hello darkness, my old friend, it makes me laugh. So I don't know if you guys share in my sense of humor, but I really enjoy saying that to myself. With regards to my anxiety, it's something I feel like almost every single day. But it is also something that I've really tried to get friendly with. And I try to bring a lot of humor to my more anxious thoughts that go through my head. So for example, I experience quite a lot of intrusive thoughts about either, man, this is gonna sound so strange, either causing harm to myself or causing harm to somebody else. I'm gonna do a whole video just about intrusive thoughts. You wait for that because I cannot flesh out exactly what that is in this video. It's too big a topic, but they are, just to give you the highlights, they are quite quick thoughts that we have no control over. They pop up into our heads. They're often quite inflammatory in nature. They'll be quite extreme, and usually they don't sit very well with you. So usually there's something really nasty. Like if you're at the top of a tall building and you think about throwing yourself off, right? That's an intrusive thought. And it makes you go, like your adrenaline levels rise so strongly. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. And when I'm having a lot of intrusive thoughts, really what I like to say to myself is something along the lines of, oh, I seem to be going insane. And I laugh about it. And it's so valuable because if I didn't laugh about it, you know how scary intrusive thoughts can be? They can make you feel like you are seriously losing it. And I mean seriously losing it as in like you could really stress and catastrophize and really worry about your mental state. Whereas if you can just joke about yourself losing it, you are able to maintain a kind of relaxed demeanor around your current experience, and anything that you can do to make it relaxed and friendly and warm and not a big deal is just, it's so good for you. It's so good for you. It reduces your resistance to these thoughts and feelings, and reducing your resistance is so important. I just realized I have sun on me. Please hold. Okay, guys, is that, oh my God. Okay, how about now? Oh, it's fine. I'll just have to stay here. I just don't like the sun on me. It's so distracting. I can see myself and I'm not looking at you. This is the second time this has happened recently. I think this is telling me I need to film earlier in the day. Let me just continue. Oh, I have no idea where I was though. See, if I can just make this funny for myself, then I won't take it as seriously.
Help me! Help me!
I'm just gonna start somewhere new and I may come back to that point. So on the professional end, my professional experience of using humor with my clients in therapy, I think there's a lot more laughing than most people kind of expect there to be. I don't actually know if that's the same for all professionals, but I know that for the therapy that I provide, we use a lot of humor. And I'm not saying that I'm ever laughing at them. We're laughing together, okay? We are laughing together. But I think it's a very, very important skill. And it's so healthy to be able to air these outrageous thoughts you've had, like, especially if you're really kind of riddled with anxiety. Airing these like preposterous things that cross your mind, airing your intrusive thoughts to your therapist and then laughing about them. It's incredible, because next time you have that thought, instead of your emotional and physical response being like, oh my God, that's the craziest thing I've ever thought, that's terrible, like, what if I'm absolutely losing my mind? How bad is this going to become? All of these really, really kind of catastrophizing things, essentially making yourself anxious about being anxious is what you could do. Or you could look at it and be like, huh, that's pretty funny and totally unrealistic. And look, my brain has just told myself a little story to give myself a fright. Like, it's pretty cute when you think about it. It's pretty cute. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up before anything else absolutely deranged happens with my lighting in here. I am so sorry. I'm in Copenhagen still with like kind of limited resources and limited like space. So my camera is on a tripod that suctions on the windows. I am fully at the mercy of natural lighting, and I do apologize for the hecticness of this video. Please leave a like, please leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. I'm sure that nobody below really wants to speak too much about their mental health. Comment a sun emoji. Comment a sun emoji if you made it to the point where the sun started to, just really getting in my way. Take good care of yourself, guys. Try and bring humor wherever you can. I'm telling you, it makes a profound difference to how we deal with the difficulties of life. And I personally think that mental illness can be absolutely hilarious, and that we should try and find ways for it to be funny even more. Bye, guys. Take good care.